We stepped in the last quarter of the year. 2026 is approaching, and if you want to be the best version of yourself by 2026, you have to start right now. You have to start right today with daily actions, with daily affirmations, with daily habits that will lead you to that version of you. As I told you, you don't have to wait for the right moment to start to level up, and you don't have to wait to start your self development journey. First of all, you have to be really clear, write down clearly what your goals are for next year's, what your New Year's resolutions are. Well, who do you want to be in 2026? How do you want to feel in 2026? You really have to embody those sensations. But most importantly, you don't have to think, well, now the year is finishing, let me get on with my habits that are not leading you to the reach of your goals. So why shall you continue with that? You can implement daily habits right today, right now, that will help you reach your goals and reach the version of yourself that you actually want to become. The first step of this journey is clarity, because you cannot level up if you don't know what you're leveling up towards. You have to grab your notebook, your journal, or your iPhone and write down who do you want to be in 2026. So you don't have to just write your goals, your resolutions, the habits that you want to implement. You really have to write down who you want to be. You have to imagine yourself in 2026, and you really have to write down about your routine, your habits, the things that you will allow in your life. For example, what are you gonna do in the morning? How your mornings will look like? Will you implement meditation? Maybe you will implement some reading. You will start prioritizing your fitness. You will start prioritizing your nutrition. Then you have to ask yourself, how do I want to feel? Peaceful, disciplined. I want to focus on work. I want to focus on my social life. I want to focus on love. Whatever thing you might want to focus on, just be really intentional about it and write it down. Once you have sorted out your plan, you can break it down in smaller goals so that the whole plan will not feel so big and you will not be discouraged by the greatness of the plan itself. And you can also think it this way, well, like every year has 12 months, so I can have a new goal and implement monthly actions to reach it. And in order for me to don't feel stressed and overwhelmed by the fact that I have to reach this goal in 1 year, I can split it in 12 months or in 10 months, and I can work towards it gradually. This will help with anxiety and make the goal feel more reachable. Clarity is power, and if you write it down, it's even more powerful, because when you write something down, it's like if you're communicating to your brain, this is going to happen. Now I don't have any more excuses. And there are studies that show people who write down their goals are more likely to achieve them. And then, of course, you want to implement happiness in your New Year's goals. I think that happiness should be your main goal in every year, not just in 2026 or 2025. And something that you can do along the way, because we know that we are super busy every day, we are following our goals, we're doing a lot of things, we're sometimes acting like robots in this society. So something that you can do in order to be happier and consistent in caring about your happiness on a daily basis is actually starting to romanticize your life. For example, you like to have a coffee in the morning. Well, what you could do is maybe wake up 10 minutes earlier so you can turn the whole thing of actually drinking your coffee into something much more peaceful and something like a ritual in like 10 minutes that you reserve only for yourself in order for you to enjoy your coffee and to actually start the day with a different pace. For example, I like to make time in the morning to read. I read the Bible first thing in the morning as soon as I wake up and before going to the gym. You really have to learn how to romanticize the ordinary, and your life starts becoming beautiful when you decide to see it as beautiful. It is not like a delusion. You can have a big impact in your life by implementing this type of actions, finding the time, for example, to read, to meditate, to have a nice breakfast, go out and be under the sun, be in the nature. These things hack your happy hormones. So you have to implement time in your daily routine, especially in the morning. You really have to be grateful to God, be grateful to your life for actually being able to doing these things, to reserving time for yourself, to prioritizing your own well-being every single day. And while you're becoming your best self for 2026, don't forget to prioritize some mean time in your weeks. You should regularly prioritize time that you dedicate to yourself every single week. Like, plan it in your schedule, like if it's, for example, a meeting, a job appointment, stuff like that, so that you will not make excuses and you will actually implement that in your life, in your day. You cannot pour from an empty cup, so sometimes it is mandatory to slow down. Don't feel the social pressure. For example, avoid looking at your phone, put your phone somewhere and don't look for it for a certain amount of hours. Just do something that recharges you. It might be going to the gym for someone, it might be having a walk in the nature. For me, I really like to go to the horses, I like to go ride. It's something that really recharges me, and it's something that I really have to schedule in because my horse riding center is kind of far away from where I live, so I really have to make time for that in order for me to be able to actually go there. But that's something that really makes my heart spark with joy, and it fills my heart with joy. You should really ask yourself what makes me happy, not what is visually pleasant that I can implement in my life to make it look cute. You really have to ask yourself what makes me happy and then go for it, do it. This allows you to understand that you really have to protect your peace. Your peace is something that is sacred, and you have to act accordingly, because when you act with a peace of mind, when you have feel it inside you, then that's when you really can show up as the best version of yourself. Because without peace, without all these mandatory and very important things, you cannot work for bigger things in life. And now let's speak about something practical. Well, it is nice to have goals. We understood that we need to write them down, that we have to be very specific about them, and that we are actually able to achieve all of them if we act this way. There is something that makes achieving goals much more reasonable, and this is setting systems in order to achieve them. So, for example, let's say you want to get fit. Your system will be to meal prep every single week and schedule workouts during every week. Or let's say that your goal might be to get the degree in 2-3 years from now. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna block time for you to study, for you to concentrate your time and your effort into that, and to show up as your best self when you're gonna do exams. That's the only way how you will actually be able to succeed and to get the degree. If you have a goal, you might have a financial goal, you might have a goal of saving money. I invest a lot, and for me the goal is to invest. What do? I save my money in order to invest it. So what shall I do? If I want to invest, if I want to be able to actually invest, I have to be good at budgeting every single week. I have to budget my expenses, my income, and all these things, so that then I'm able to invest and I know how much I can invest and when to invest. If your goal, for example, is to be confident, your system will be to show up even when you don't feel ready, when you don't feel like it, when you don't want to do it. You will still do it. You will not question yourself. You will just stand up and go to the event. You will just stand up, get dressed, get ready, feel it, and just go for it. Then another step, which for me is so important, is to actually protect your energy. Your energy attracts your reality, so you have to choose carefully where you pour your energy. You have to choose to vibrate higher and higher every single day to become better and better. You have to surround yourself with the right people. You have to surround yourself with people who motivate you, who boost you up, who support you. And if someone drains you, there's already an answer. He or she is not ready to be in your life. He is not meant and she is not meant to be in your life. They're not meant to be friend of yours and or your partners. So really, really start to look for the red flags, understand who wants your highest good and who's there just to drain you and because he or she wants to be fed by your energy. Something about social media. We are deeply conditioned sometimes by what we see on a daily basis on our Instagram stories. So if you follow someone, some creator, but you don't like their lifestyle, they're not inspiring you, they're not teaching you anything. You're just following them maybe for the drama, for the gossip that they're providing, for stuff like that. Well, be very mindful and decide to unfollow them. You'll do yourself a big favor because as human beings, it's easy for us to feel conditioned. Remove yourself from any situation that could lead you towards something you don't even want for yourself. And then also speaking about energy, it is important to keep your space clean because a clean space equals to a clean mind, and you work much better into a clean space, into a space where everything is where it should be. Also be mindful about what you feel when you're around people. Be mindful about your playlist, what you decide to listen to every day. Make sure that you listen to music that motivates you, not sad music that drains you. And now, guys, something that I learned lately, you should really make yourself the protagonist of your 2026. You should live your life like a film. Imagine yourself living inside of a film. You're the protagonist, and what happens in films? Everything always works out for the main character in most of the films, so just act accordingly. You have to move from a place where you already know that everything will work out for you at the right time and the right place. You have to be able to actually make that bold choice to actually start that business, start that journey. You don't have to shrink yourself and say, oh my god, what are gonna people tell about me? What if this, what if that? No, you have to say, this is my life, this is my story. I am the main character of everything that happens to me, of my life, and you have to act accordingly. You have to invest in yourself. Like, you're your biggest asset. You will be with yourself every single day of your life. You will be the only one who's gonna be able to make you achieve your own goals, your own dreams. So what are you waiting for? You have to fall in love with this self-development thing, with this growth thing. You have to really be obsessed by the fact that you want to become a better person every single day, and you get excitement from this, you get happiness from this, and you show up with this mentality every single day. And believe me, if you'll start implementing all of these actions and all of these thoughts, by this time next year, you'll be extremely thankful with yourself. So just start now. Don't wait for 2026 to start. We like to set New Year's resolutions, and these New Year's resolutions with learnings like September resolutions, like after summer resolution. Do yourself this favor and do me this favor. For this year, go for it. Don't be afraid. Go for it. Believe in yourself and your capabilities. In 1 year from now, you will see the results. In 1 year from now, you can literally have totally changed your life. Like, you don't even need 1 year to change your life. If you're not happy with the place you're at, change it. If you're happy but want to become better, believe in it. If you have a dream, if you have a goal, in another timeline, you've already achieved that. Just shrink the time that divides you from that timeline. Start to think, how can I collapse the time in order to live in that timeline when I already have the success that I deserve and all the things that I want and that I deserve and that I will inevitably get. Just ask yourself this. I hope that you like this video. I hope to resonate with the things that I told you. Let me know what was your favorite part of this video in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really helps me a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.